While hiking with my dog, a woman on the trail stopped dead and said, "Don't move! Set your pack down! Very slowly. Lady, back off." I stepped away from her and reached for my phone, because I was 2 miles from the trailhead and this felt wrong. Please. She had both hands up, palms out, and her face had gone the color of paper. "Just don't move fast. I'm calling someone." "Yes? Call them. Call 911 right now." Something in how she said it made my stomach drop, because she wasn't looking at me. She was looking past me, at my dog. Bo is a 70-pound shepherd mix. He'd been off leash on the meadow section, which is allowed there, and he'd come trotting back maybe 4 minutes earlier, panting, happy, and had flopped down against my leg. "What's wrong with my dog?" "His mouth," she said. "Look at his mouth, but don't put your hands near it." I crouched down and Bo lifted his head, and I saw it. His lips and muzzle were studded with what looked like short white splinters, dozens of them. Some in his gums, some through his lip, one in his tongue. There were more on his front paws and his chest. "Porcupine?" I said, relieved for a half second because I'd heard of that. "No." She got down on the trail beside me, still keeping her hands back. "Look at the ends. Porcupine quills are longer and darker. Those are cactus, and that's not what's scaring me." She pointed at his chest, at the fur just left of his sternum, where the white was matting into something dark and wet. "He's been in something. There's a puncture that isn't from a quill." I said, "What does that mean?" And she said, "It means we need a vet, and we need one now, and you can't run him there." She was a wildlife tech for the county, it turned out. 12 years. She'd spent the previous summer on javelina surveys. "He's got quills, which means he tangled with something. But that wound is from a tusk or a tooth. If he ran 2 miles after that and he's been playing it off, he's shocky and we can't see how much he's bleeding internally." Bo chose that moment to try to stand up and wag, and his back legs didn't fully work, and he sat back down hard. That's when I actually understood. She got on her radio. Within 10 minutes, there were 2 other volunteers coming up the trail with a folded litter, and a ranger side by side waiting where the fire road met the switchbacks. We didn't move him ourselves. She wouldn't let me. She had me sit with his head in my lap and keep him from licking at his own chest, while she cut a section of my pack strap into something she could use as a pressure pad. He kept trying to reassure me. That's the part I can't get past. He kept pushing his nose into my hand. Loading him took 4 of us. He yelped once, and it was the worst sound I have ever heard. The vet clinic was 31 minutes away. They met us at the door with a gurney. The surgeon told me later that the puncture had gone in below the ribs and nicked something it shouldn't have, and that another 40 minutes of hiking would have been the end of it. They pulled 41 quills out of his face. They kept them in a specimen cup and showed me, which I think was meant to be reassuring, and absolutely was not. He was on IV fluids for 2 days and came home with a drain and a cone and a shaved chest. Here's what happened in the meadow, as best anyone can reconstruct. He'd flushed a javelina sow with young, gone in barking, and gotten cactus in his face from the scrub while the sow got a tusk into him. Then he'd come back to me, tail going, because that's what he does. The woman's name was Dana. She stayed at the clinic for the first 90 minutes, even though she'd never met either of us, and then she left her number with the front desk and drove home. I called her 4 days later to say he'd made it. She cried on the phone, which surprised me. I'd nearly walked away from her on that trail. I'd been 3 seconds from telling her off and heading down the hill at a good pace with a dog who was quietly bleeding out and wagging about it. Bo's fine now. Full recovery. 1 bald patch. A healthy new suspicion of scrub brush. Dana and I hike together most Sundays. She says the same thing every time we hit that meadow. Dogs don't complain, that's the whole problem with them.